Hello, 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 and welcome to Kaylin's Corner. I'm your host, Kaylin, and this is my corner of the internet where I talk about anything and everything that comes to mind. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this finds you well. If not, take a deep breath and just ground yourself. Find something to be grateful for, whether it's just existing or being comfy where you are. There's always something to be happy about. Always easier said than done. But that's with everything and anything, really. I feel like I say that a lot, but it's true. Like, I can say I need to tie my shoe, but tying my shoe requires more effort than saying I need to tie my shoe. You know? It's so funny that I even said that because I'm wearing slip on Vans right now. I don't even have shoelaces. Talking about, I need to tie my shoe. Baby, there's no laces to tie right now. What the freak are you talking about? I don't know. It was just an example. Right? It's just an example. Damn. Sorry. I'm my biggest hater. I am my biggest hater for some reason. But anyway. Hi, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my corner of the internet. I'm just here yapping. Um I do kind of want to start the episode with a little word of the day. Came into my came into my email. Hmm. Went into my email to see what the word of the day is because I don't even know how this even started happening, really, that I started getting word of the day emails. I don't recall signing up for them. But I suppose it's a possibility that I did it like while I was, I don't know, on another stream of consciousness, I guess we shall say. And I was like, this would be fun. But I don't know. I also started recently getting like history facts of the day. I don't remember ever signing up for that. So I don't know. I think my email is just being put into things. But anyway, I honestly don't mind getting word of the day emails and fun facts of the day, like little history tidbits. They require a bit more time to read as opposed to like a little word of the day. You're just reading the word and the definition. But I also don't necessarily check my email every day like I should. I used to be good about doing that. I used to check my email like I check Twitter, like the fucking newspaper, every morning. No longer. I don't know. The promotional emails high key get so overwhelming, and I do unsubscribe. I have unsubscribed from a lot of promotional emails, but there are some that are like, I still enjoy shopping from here, so I wouldn't really mind hearing about a sale. But why are you emailing me like 3 times in a day? That's like unnecessary. Pick a time to email me and just send the email that one time. That's all we need. Excuse me. Unless a coupon is gonna unless I have a coupon linked to my account that's gonna expire that day, you don't need to send me 3 emails. Actually, even if my coupon is, well, no, if the coupon is expiring that day, 3 emails about that coupon expiring that day wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing. Because if I saw it in the morning, but like I'm checking it on my way to work or before I'm getting ready for work, I don't have time to shop. And then I get another email later on and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, this coupon. Now I have time to like actually look at stuff and shop. See, that's not like so bad, but like just the regular sales, 3 emails in a day? I mean, 3 might not be an accurate number necessarily for all of them, but that's how it feels. Anyway, back to the word of the day. Today's word genius word of the day is endue. The definition, sorry, that pause was a little bit too long, but I was like, am I gonna say the whole? Am I gonna read all of this? The origin is Middle English, 15th century. The answer is yes. I'm gonna fucking read all of it. Anyway, um, definition: endow or provide with a quality or ability. Okay. Examples of endue in a sentence. Max was endued with incredible compassion for his friend's problems. Aw, just like me. And another example is if I'd been endued with a better sense of direction, I wouldn't be lost right now. Oh, I shouldn't laugh, but that's so funny. And a little bit ironic. It's been a little bit since I've had this conversation, but I do feel like I have a good sense of direction. I'm pretty observant of a person. I almost said the word like, which, if you didn't listen to the last episode, I realized that I use the word like very frequently when I speak, especially on here, instead of saying like, for example, or such as, I would say like, and it was pissing me off. So I was starting to get a little frustrated every time I said it. And honestly, after that episode was published and posted, I wasn't really paying attention to the frequency in which I was using that word. So I think it's mostly when I'm recording because I become so self aware. Maybe even a little too self aware, some might say. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I feel like I'm pretty observant of a person, so I can remember where, like, I can remember seeing things in terms of like land. Oh, see, I said it again. Anyway, it's in terms of landmarks and maybe not street names when it comes to like, being out in the world and whatnot, but like I remember seeing that tree or that house. We passed by it like 3 times. We've been going in circles type beat. But um I do have friends who I feel like don't have as good of a sense of direction, and I, it's kind of, I don't know. I want to say crazy, but crazy doesn't feel like the right word. It's funny to me when maybe it shouldn't be. We're not gonna overanalyze that right now, but it's a little bit funny because it's like said it again. Don't take a shot every time I say the word like, because you might get alcohol poisoning, and I'm not trying to encourage that, but damn, gonna have to keep a tally somehow. I don't want to listen to this back and keep a tally, but I might. Anywho, um, what the freak was I saying? It's a little funny realizing that not everyone has that sense of direction, like that inner compass, that inner compass, so to speak, of knowing where to go or like remembering where you once came from when you're traveling, which is also a little bit dangerous because it, I almost said the word because damn, how'd you make it this far? I was thinking about this the other day actually. If I didn't have my phone's GPS to tell me where to go to an unfamiliar location, how the freak would I get there? Honestly, honestly, it's crazy to think that there was a time where you would have to legitimately pull out a map and look at the roads like the names of the roads and all of that and figure out where you're going. Like, okay, we need to go to 123 Sesame Street. It's the first address that came to mind. I don't know. But Sesame Street is here. Like, as if we find Sesame Street, we can just, travel down and find the house 123, whatever. But now it's just like, okay, 123 Sesame Street, and your map tells you where to go. I don't know, babe, but I don't know. Would I have? I mean, damn. Sorry. I'm thinking about it a little bit further now. Not having such tools back then makes it understandable as to why people wouldn't travel so far out, because you don't really know much else. You can very much get lost very easily, especially considering cell phones just weren't a thing. Or they were, not everyone had them. So if you did get lost, who are you gonna call? Like, hello? Damn. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. And I don't know. If I feel kind of silly saying this, talking about this aloud, but it is something that is so easy to forget. And with that being said, I am so grateful to be in such a technologically advanced day and age where I don't need to remember what street to take a left on before I can find this main road and then find this other road that I need to actually get to and then look for the house number. Google Maps will just tell me, okay, take a left here, travel for half a mile, then take a right, and you'll be at your destination in 50 feet or whatever. You know? Like, I said it again. There's another one. Uh, it just. But honestly, kudos to all those people who would go out and travel out in the world, or just even out into another city, another state with no map, just vibes and their mind. It's crazy. I mean, I keep on saying it's crazy, but I don't really feel like I should be saying it's crazy, but in a way, it's crazy. You don't know where you are, really. Like, ah, shit. Here I go again. You don't know where you are, really. You kind of just have like a faint idea. Like, ah, here we go again. You see everything around you, and sorry, I'm just thinking about having a like counter or like a like tally. If this was in video format, you seeing me how frustrated I get every time I say the word. Just my mind trailing away from the thought that I'm trying to explain, I guess. Don't really know how else to say that. I guess explain would be articulate. Trying to articulate these thoughts, not explain my thoughts. I'm not giving the reasoning behind it. I'm just articulating the things that are circling in my brain at the moment, which is how crazy it is to travel around and not have that GPS, that compass, that map to guide you where you are wanting to go, and having to, well, I mean, I guess in a way you did have a map. Maps were available, but it's like, it was a paper map. It was different. I was getting frustrated at me saying the word again, not at having to use a physical paper map to get around. But still, what a time to exist. Truly, kudos to all those who grew up in those times and had to navigate the world via a paper map. Really, really something. And it was such a like here we go again. It was such a time too because well, it was scary. Well, it's scary thinking about it because technology not as advanced as it is now. Of course, we know this, but it was so easy to just get kidnapped and no one know a thing about it until it's far too late. Holy cow. I wanted to say the word again. I had to stop and think. I just add the word in as a bit of a filler. And it is a bit frustrating. I keep on wanting to say the word. If you hear me hesitate to say a sentence, it's most likely because I'm trying to avoid using or saying the word. Because I not only use it as a synonym to it, for example, or such as I use it as a filler word. Gotta cut it out. Cut it out, baby. Cut it out, baby. But yeah, isn't that something? Isn't that something? This actually reminds me, well, the kidnapping bit anyway, reminds me of a movie that I was watching with some friends a little while back. Shout out to Leslie and Karen. Love you guys. We watched, I believe it's called The Black Phone. Let me Google it just to shoot. Yep, The Black Phone. It's a 2021. Well, it was a released in 20 ugh, it was released in 2021. It is a hello, what is it exactly? It's a horror slash mystery. I'm gonna read the little summary, I guess, that it gives. It says Finney Shaw is a shy but clever 13-year-old boy who's being held in a soundproof basement by a sadistic masked killer. When a disconnected phone on the wall starts to ring, he soon discovers that he can hear the voices of the murderer's previous victims, and they are dead set on making sure that what happened to them doesn't happen to Finney. Such a good movie. Such a good movie. Although it did make me very, very anxious because I don't know if I've said this before on here, but when I watch movies, I typically am able to guess what's going to happen next. I'm constantly thinking while I'm watching the movie. Like, I'm not. Anyway, I'm not just watching the movie, I'm anticipating what's going to happen next. Why do I do that? Babe, I don't know. But it's fun when I can guess or when I take a guess, a gamble, whatever, to see what I think is going to happen next and seeing if it actually does happen next. Because then I'm like, I knew I could have wrote this movie myself. That's really how I be sometimes too. It's like, oh, damn it, again with the word. Anyway, I really feel like that sometimes, as if I could have written the movie myself. Like, just because you said it lower doesn't mean you didn't say it. Me to myself. Anyway, um, where was I going with what I was saying? Not even 100% sure. But I do tend to anticipate the plot of the movie or the scenes of the movie. Mm, I guess both in a way. Two things can be true at the same time. I anticipate the plot and the next scene. I feel like it could be annoying to some, but to me, I have such a fun time. That's why when I watch movies and shows and things, I like to sit down and pay attention and watch them, which is something that I've said before. I in previous episodes, I'm not necessarily a person to have a show just playing in the background unless it's a show that I've seen a lot of times. But if that's the case, if I have a show on, like, here we go again. Sorry. If that's the case, if I have the show on in the background as just some background noise or whatever, I would rather have music on because I don't need to look to listen to the music. Whereas if I hear the show playing, I want to look and see what's going on in the scene. You know, if I want background sounds, background noise, or just whatever in the background, I'd rather just play music or even play an audiobook or something. Not something that I've done in a while, but it was something that I've done before. But even still, listening to a new audiobook, I'm gonna want to pay attention. So, or even play a podcast, which is also something I haven't done in a while. But again, I would want to pay attention unless it's a podcast that I love, which, okay, sorry, let me finish this thought. Unless it's a podcast that I love and I've listened to all of the episodes, but I just think they're so funny and so entertaining, I'll go back to the beginning and listen to it over again. However, like I said, I haven't really been keeping up with the podcasts that I would listen to. I'm very much in more of a music era right now as opposed to movies, shows, podcasts, or just videos. When it comes to entertainment, I very much entertain myself with either music or videos on the internet, which is kind of, well, specifically on social media like Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and things of that. Well, things of that nature. Maybe I just named my top three. That's my big three: TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Probably in that order too. But anyway, I digress. Why did I start talking about that? I wanted to talk about this movie because I was talking about how crazy it was. This movie is also set in. Oh, damn. I don't know the year exactly, but it's set maybe in like I want to say the 80s, but not 100% sure. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, kind of close, not really. 1978. Plot: in 1978, a local serial child abductor and murderer, only known as the Grabber, prowls the streets of a suburb in North Denver, Colorado. Yeah, it's very much a thriller. It says uh, in Google's little subsection here, it says, in a nutshell, claustrophobic, sinister, and suspenseful. I do very much agree with those words. Claustrophobic, not necessarily. Maybe not to me anyway. I'm not a claustrophobic person. Like, I'm not a claustrophobic person. I don't. Small, tight spaces. He's in a basement. I'm in a basement right now. Different circumstances, clearly, but damn. Different circumstances, but still. Some people don't like basements. Some people don't like underground spaces. Some people just don't like small spaces to begin with, but that's not really me. So, didn't really feel claustrophobia, but The sinister and suspenseful, absolutely. It was crazy. I truly, honestly couldn't predict everything that was happening or everything that was going to happen next. There were some scenes that I was able to predict, but majority of them, it was like 2 out of 10 that I could predict. The other 8 out of 10, no way. No way. It was a really, really good watch, but it made me very, very anxious watching it because I think it was because I couldn't predict what was going to happen next that I felt so anxious about it. It's like, oh my god, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And that's not a feeling that I like. But because it made me feel that way, I liked the movie a bit more in a weird way. What the freak? What the freak? I feel like it just makes me sound a little bit odd. But a movie that I can't predict, I feel like is a really good movie. I said the word again. Oh my god. It's okay. A movie that I can't predict is a good movie if you ask me, because if I feel like I could have wrote the movie myself, or maybe I should just go and write some movies. I don't know. It's a possibility. I'm not gonna knock it down. Maybe sometime in the future. I don't know about right now. Bars. But yes, I did thoroughly enjoy that movie. So if you are into horror mysteries, I definitely recommend watching The Black Phone. It's only an hour and 43 minutes. And you can watch it on, oh, I was gonna say you can watch it on Hulu, but you need a premium subscription. So if you got that premium subscription, go for it, baby. Go for it. The kid did really good acting too. Shout out to him. He was born in 2007. OMG. Well, I mean, yeah, he plays a. Can't put the word. He plays a high school kid, so it makes sense. But damn, just makes me feel a little old seeing people younger than me on screen, but that's also pretty much always been the case. There's always going to be someone younger than you. There's always going to be someone older than you. It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. But the ending is also really satisfying. I'm not going to spoil the movie because I don't want to do that. I don't necessarily like to spoil movies for people unless they're asking me to spoil the movie for them. So, but since this is a recording for the public, I'm not going to spoil it. So if you want to watch the movie, go for it, baby. I recommend it. But you don't have to listen to my recommendation either. Anyway. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the last movie that I've watched though. I do still really want to go watch the Wolverine and Deadpool movie because I've heard lots of good things. Maybe I should just go and do that by myself tonight. I think that would be fun. By myself is kind of like, oh, here we go with the word again. By myself is a little bit boring and lonesome. But I do enjoy my own company. I mean, I've been able to just yap by myself in these podcast episodes. I'm on episode, what, 40? This is going to be 44 now, I believe. Holy cow. 44 episodes is, yeah, last episode was 43. This recording is episode 44. And it'll be almost, sorry. It's going to be a year since I first uploaded a podcast episode. on the 22nd of September, which isn't on a it's on a Sunday. The only sad part is, well, at least for me, the sad part is it's not going to be like, again with the word, it's not going to be the 52nd episode mark, like right before, again with the word, it's not going to be the 52nd episode mark right before or after, because I did take a bit of a break after starting. So, okay, so today is the 6th. There's 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. My 52nd episode isn't going to be until November. So, where. But that's okay. I'm getting a phone call. Phone call finished, baby. Although I do think it is pretty cool that my 52nd episode is going to be uploaded on November 1st. So that's a fun, I don't know, something about it. Since it's the beginning of the month, I think is what makes it tickle my fancy a little bit. Also, I forgot to even say this, but I've been recovering from a cold this week, so I'm sorry if I sound a little bit nasally in today's episode. I meant to say that in the beginning after I said the intro, but I ended up yapping. That was 30 minutes ago, baby. I don't remember what exactly I was yapping about, but I started yapping and I didn't even think to say anything. So I'm at the end with of this little cold. It was a bit strange. I'm not really one to get sick very frequently, very often at all. When I do get sick, it's usually like once a year, if that. And when I get sick kind of bad. Stuck in bed, rotting, don't want to get up, don't want to move. I mean, when you're sick, who wants to get up and do stuff anyway? But that's um that's just me. I did have to power through though. I'm not going to say I haven't been able to get rest because I have, but it's been a bit tough. Life has to go on, you know. Excuse me. That burp was random. But it's true. It's a burp of confirmation. It's true. Life goes on, baby. But I do feel much, much better in comparison to the beginning of the week. It wasn't until Sunday, it's now Friday. It's only like 6 days. It wasn't until Sunday that I felt like my initial symptoms. Just a bunch of sneezing, runny nose, congestion. I don't know. I do feel as though my congestion, well, it's the last symptom that I'm trying to get rid of, the congestion. And when I was walking my dog earlier today, I felt fine. I didn't feel too stuffed up, too congested, but I do wonder if it's because I was out in the fresh air, whereas now I'm in the stuffy basement that doesn't really get much air circulated because the windows are sealed, so it's just the oxygen that passes through the door and the walls, I guess. Hmm. Hmm. Anyway, so my apologies if I sound a little nasally and annoying. If that's the case, honestly, I don't really know. I do feel like I still sound like myself, although in some instances, I feel like I sound a little bit more nasally than usual. I don't like being sick though, because I don't feel like I can be around people. What the freak? Because I don't want to get anyone else sick. So, even the first couple of days, I felt under the weather. I was wearing a mask at work because I didn't want to get anyone else sick. I know what it's like to be sick, and I don't like to. Uh, hmm, sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I would like to phrase this. I know what it's like to be sick, so I don't want to spread that misery onto others. So I'd rather cover myself up and try to keep as clean as possible to avoid spreading it. Like if I can end it with me, I'll end it with me. I don't want to get anyone else around me sick because then I'll feel bad for giving them my sickly germs and also feel bad because they don't feel well and I been there done that just just then just a couple days ago. So not something I would wish upon others. You know, that's just me though. With COVID, I realized, well, it wasn't until that's so funny. I started talking. Wait, did I start this episode talking about COVID? I remember yapping about it in my little warm up that I was doing by myself in my Snapchat, but I don't necessarily remember if I was yapping about it here on here. Anyway, if damn, was I talking about it in my I damn, I don't remember if I was talking about it on here or not. If I wasn't, I'm going to talk about it now because co wow, hold on because now I feel like I need to listen to the whole episode back and then circle back and see if I actually spoke about it or not cuz I don't want to go and repeat myself if it's something that was already said in the beginning. Wow. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm reporting back after skimming through the audio, and it turns out I didn't even talk about this, and it's kind of ironic because this was low key what made me want to talk about this. So, I was doing my little warm up on my Snapchat, whatever, talking about the video of the girl. I'll link the TikTok of the original video of the girl who's like, not the bayang, the bayang. Whoa. Because I was talking about my hair and how my hair is grown out and the front pieces, when they were curled up, they would look like bangs. Now they've grown out and they cover my eyes. I guess you could still consider them bangs, just longer. However, I don't feel as though I'm actually gonna cut myself some bangs. So yeah, and every time I hear the word bang and like reference to hair, I think about that video or the audio rather because I actually didn't see the OG video until today. Not the bang. Anyway, that video was posted in 2020. Fun fact. And after doing my little research regarding that video, I was scrolling on my For You page and I got a TikTok talking about. I feel a burp coming. Hold on. Excuse me. Ugh, that burp was kind of nasty. Anyway, I saw. I came across a video talking about uh, COVID. Sorry, a little bit of a brain fog. The creator was. It was like a little. I don't know. I don't want to say a skit because I really wouldn't consider it a skit. But I'll have that video linked on here too. Gotta cite your sources, baby. Cite your sources, baby. Anyway. I said anyway like 5 times. That's another one. Another one. Anywho, he said, do you remember when COVID-19 was first announced? And he was like, yeah, back in 2020. It was damn, I can't recite it word for word, bar for bar right now. But the gist is Oh wait, he was like, yeah, back in 2020, time flies when you're having fun or something, or I don't know, whatever. He said time flies. I'm being such a bad storyteller right now. Fuck. Sorry. Getting pissed off with myself. Anyway, I'm sorry because this is taking so long, and I find it funny that it's taking so long, but I know it's gonna piss some people off. Anywho, he was like, "Yeah, it does feel like it was so long. I mean, time does fly. Fuck! Oh my god! Sorry, I'm getting so frustrated with myself right now. It's not even funny." He said, "Yeah, time does fly because it wasn't in 2022. COVID-19 was announced 5 years ago in 2 months from now." What do you mean 5 years ago? Sorry. That was my reaction. Like, the what do you mean 5 years ago? That was my reaction. It's been almost 5 years since COVID-19 was announced, which is insane to me. What do you mean 5 years ago? 2 years ago, I know it wasn't 2 years ago, but when I think of the start of COVID, I think of 2020, like the beginning, like spring break 2020. And I think that's because in my mind, I was in school, I was in college, we were heading on, heading out? What the freak am I saying right now? The brain is turning to mush. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was the start of spring break. Oh, was it the start? I believe so. When I was like hearing it, well, hmm, when it was becoming more prevalent, it was around spring break. And then the extended spring break to do the quarantine. I was gonna say do the little quarantine thing. Nah, bitch, that shit was serious. Stay in your house for 2 weeks. Don't come to campus. We're gonna extend spring break. And I was so happy. I was so excited, like, oh yeah, another week, no school, no homework, nothing. Then it became, oh, we're doing online school now. You can't come to, wow, that's so crazy. You can't come to campus. That's so crazy thinking about it now. Like how everything just changed in the matter of 2 weeks. Like, yeah, we actually cannot gather together anymore. Damn, that's kind of crazy. But 5 years ago, almost 5 years since it was announced, and I'm over here thinking, no, it wasn't until 2020. Well, no, it was really like the end of 2019, which I think is ironic because it's called COVID-19. Although I know it's not called COVID-19 because it was emerging, or like the word again, due to the start of it being in the year 2019, but more so because here's a little biology lesson. I remember my biology teacher explaining this to us actually because I was taking bio at the time too. Wow. Damn, what a throwback. And she was explaining to us that the corona was coronavirus 19. It's called corona because when you look at it under the microscope, it has like crown like edges around it, and there's like 19 of them, like little spikes. Think of it as like, think of the virus as a little ball with 19 pointed spikes on it. That's why it's called coronavirus 19. And then corona is like crown usually, well, at least in my mind, a little pointy. I don't know. Sorry, very bad explanation. My brain is turning to mush right now. I don't know what the freak is going on. Ugh. The words aren't wording, and there's nothing more frustrating for me. Well, I'm sure there are actually more frustrating things. I'm taking myself too literal right now, though, anyway. But it's very, very frustrating when I'm trying to explain things and I can't gather the words from inside my brain to properly articulate these thoughts. Anyway, I say all of this to say I got so backtracked. I was talking about me wearing masks to work. It wasn't until COVID happened, or mm, trying to figure out a good way to to say, like, again with the word, with the lockdown and masks becoming mandatory, how little people care about others or even themselves. I was wearing a mask because I wanted to protect myself. Never mind me caring about getting sick and spreading that sickness to others. But people fighting about wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, baby, you could die. You you want to go out? Well, I mean, everyone, not everyone. There are a lot of conspiracy theories out there regarding COVID-19 and all of that. But people died. That could have been you. And I'm sure some of them were them. That doesn't even feel like it was phrased properly, but I really hope that you're picking up when I put it down because uh, I'm just getting so frustrated with myself. I feel like I need to shut up. Shut up. I was going to say shut off, but I don't mean like shut myself off. I mean like shut the show off. Like, all right, this is it. Enough is enough. Goodbye. The end of the episode. But I don't want to end the episode like that. But yeah, it wasn't until COVID hitting that I realized how little people care about themselves and others because they'd rather walk around coughing and sneezing all over people as opposed to, I don't know, staying the fuck home and recovering in their space. Even now, it's so baffling seeing how many people, excuse me, seeing how many people will just outright cough and sneeze in your face, basically. Like, what the freak? Have you have you no manners? Have you no class? Have you no decorum? What the fuck is wrong with you? Even uh, it frustrates me when I see people sneeze, like, again with the word, sneeze out in the open, not covering their mouth or anything because there's no one around them. You do realize the germs are still going to be floating around in the air, are still going to land on the things that you're next to, that someone is eventually going to buy or pick up or touch. I maybe they don't realize that. Maybe I'm just a little too maybe I was going to say a little too aware. Maybe they just aren't educated enough. Keep the kids in school, baby. I don't know. We got to do better in health class, I think. But also, again, there are a lot of people that just straight up don't care. Why are you checking out at the counter and not covering your mouth when you sneeze? You have an arm. Use your inner elbow. I'm. Oh my god. It really pisses me off. It really does piss me off. But I think it's because I have grown to be, I want to say compassionate, I guess, in regards to my health and the health of those around me. I don't want to make people sick. Just because I'm coughing and sneezing doesn't mean that you have to be too. I'll stay to myself, baby. Like, what the, again with the word. What the freak, man? What the freak? Keep your germs to yourself, please. And I'm sure it's those same people. This is just me speculating, instigating, just me speculating, talking shit now. I'm sure it's those same people that don't cover their nose or their mouth when they sneeze or cough, that don't wash their hands. How gross can you be? Cover your mouth and wash your hands, please. And flu season is coming. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know. People are just really nasty, dirty, inconsiderate. Sorry, I feel like I sound so rude, but it's true. Some people are just grimy, gross, disgusting. Have you no class or decorum? Why can't you cover your nose and your mouth? Like, I almost said excuse me because I said the word. I'm getting pissed off both at myself and at the thought of those who don't cover their mouth or nose when they sneeze or cough. It's yucky. Yucky. Ew. Keep your germs to yourself, please. All I ask is that you cover your nose and your mouth when you sneeze and cough and wash your hands. Use hand sanitizer. Kill the germs at least. Even if you do sneeze in your hand, use some hand sanitizer. Wash your hands. I got it on me. I got it on me. And by it, I mean hand sanitizer. Always in my bag, in my backpack, in my purse. I got it on me, baby. You need some? When we're at a restaurant, the food's coming out. Hand sanitizer. You need some? Because I didn't see you go wash your hands. Uh, just a little bit of the germaphobe in me coming out. But it's also like, ah. But also, why not keep up with the good hygiene, baby? What's wrong with it? You got something against being clean? I guess it's normal to get sick every once in a while, but I'd rather not, you know? And I don't. I feel like I do a pretty good job of staying not staying healthy, not sick. Shout out to my body for that. I love her for it. She keeps me alive. She keeps me alive. I am the smartest man alive. That was me saying the beginning of Immortal by Kid Cudi. That song has been in my head a lot recently. Don't know why. But it's such a banger. That whole album, banger. Anyway, that's that on that. Kind of random. I'm a little annoyed with myself and the thought of people not washing their hands and not covering up when they expel the germs from their body. So, I was going to say, so I think I'm just going to end it here. Honestly, not a very good way to go out. I don't feel like it's a really good way to go out. I'd rather go out on a positive note. So maybe I'll keep on yapping a little bit because I don't want to end it on a nasty note. Ooh. I'm living my life as if I had powers. Tonight I feel immortal. Yes. I opened up Twitter and one of the first tweets I came across says, I think the coolest part of being human is experiencing music. And I do have to agree. Although I will say, as a counterpoint, I don't think you have to be human to experience music because the birds do sing, and technically, that is music too. I mean, not just birds, though. There are insects that also, every living creature makes their sounds. I was gonna say noise, but I don't want to use noise because I feel like that has a bit of a negative connotation to it. But every living thing produces sounds, even foxes. What does the fox say? I don't know, but I've heard foxes laugh before. I've definitely heard a fox laugh before. In a video though, not in person. So, there's that. But anyway, back to what I was back to what I was saying. Oh my god. Sorry. I make myself laugh. I make myself giggle sometimes. So silly. Freak, I lost my train of thought. Oh, every living thing produces sounds. I feel like the closest thing, I said the word again. I feel as though the closest thing to, I was going to say natural music, but I don't, well, I guess I'll roll with it. The closest thing to naturally occurring music would be the birds singing, right? Or even crickets chirping. And maybe even the cicadas buzzing, I guess. Rattlesnakes have their rattle. Music is everywhere. Even the trees. A little bit of a side story. There's a park that I go to. I haven't been in a while, but there's a park that I would go to and I would sit under the trees. And on some really, really breezy days, the tree branches would kind of rub against each other. And at first, it scared me because I didn't know what the sound was. But then I looked around when I would hear the sound and I realized the sound was coming in the direction of the trees up above. To me, at first, it sounded like dinosaurs roaring. And I was like, I know that's not it. So what the freak is this sound? I was like, is that a bird? What kind of bird makes that sound? I believe I do have a video too. If I find it, I'll post it on TikTok and I'll have it linked in the description. I definitely do have a video. It's just a matter of finding it. But anyway, I didn't realize that tree branches rubbing up against each other sounded like dinosaurs. I said the word again. But it was in a good context. Although I feel as though I should just avoid the word altogether. But anyway, even like I said, well, again, context. As I was saying, even the trees, which are living things too, by the way, the grass, the flowers, the trees, living things, they produce their music. Although grass and trees don't really, I mean, not grass and trees, grass and flowers producing music. I don't know. Although there is, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of plant music. Apparently, I don't know how real or true it is. I've watched a couple of videos, but I still don't know what to believe. There's like there's a machine that has these prongs attached to it or something of the sort. And you clip it onto the plant, like you clip it onto the plant, the leaf, the stem, the flower petal, whatever, what have you. Sorry. And it somehow translates, I guess, the movement that's occurring in the cells of the plant into music. And it sounds pretty cool. Although I don't know how real and true it is. But like, sorry. I don't know how it works. So I don't know if it's real. But I also don't see how you would fabricate that because no sound emits from the machine when it's not attached to anything. But once you attach the little progs, excuse me, or the clips, whatever they are, to the plant, the machine starts to produce sounds, and it's plant music is what they call it, I believe. I'll also have to link that in the description. Damn, I got a couple things to link in today's episode. Not the bang. Not the bang. Bang. Don't mind me just making the list now so I don't forget. Even though I'm probably just gonna post this after. I don't really. I was gonna say I don't feel like editing, but I still haven't looked into finding an app to edit the clips, my recordings, and whatnot. But anyway, back to the tweet that I was freaking reading. The coolest part of being human is experiencing music. Yeah, I don't feel as though you have to be human to experience music because, as I was saying, there's the insects like the cicadas and the crickets, and also the birds that sing. But I do understand where they're coming from because humans can make music, and we make music with all different kinds of sounds coming from all different kinds of things, whether it's instruments or just our vocal cords or noises. It's pretty cool. I do have to say it is a pretty phenomenal part of being human. I love listening to music. It's exclusively what I listen to right now. I haven't been listening to podcasts, which is something that I was saying earlier, but I don't think I ever finished talking about that. Although, don't really know what exactly I was saying in regards to that anyway. But anyway, I digress. I do really think that music is such a wonderful part of the human experience, and concerts as well. They can be so fun. Not all concerts are great concerts because not every musician is a good performer, or some people make music and can perform. Some people can make music and just sing on stage. There's a difference between performing on stage and just singing your songs on stage, I feel. But also, there's nothing necessarily wrong with just going and singing on stage and experiencing it live. Like, again with the word. There's nothing wrong with experiencing someone singing their music live. Although I feel as if I'm gonna pay to see you perform your music on stage, it should be at least a little bit entertaining. Whether it's you just chit chatting and yapping with the crowd or having people dancing and stuff as you sing, there's gotta be something. Some people just do it for the bag. They go get on stage, yip. Well, I was gonna say yip yap, but not even yip yap. Just fucking BS what they're doing, and then go on to the next place. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, there's that. But music is so cool, so fun. I want to go to another concert. I need to go to another concert. I haven't been to a concert at all this year, and it's September. That's a little outrageous, really. It's time to look into who's coming nearby, who's performing near me, because a concert is definitely in the upcoming future for me. Who is it gonna be though? Not sure. But I would love to see Steve Lacy again, although I'm sure he's not touring or anything right now. He hasn't released any new music. But that was a good concert. That was great. The vibes were amazing. He's such a good performer, and he was yipping and yapping with us. It was I get so happy just thinking back on it. And with that, I'm gonna end today's episode here because I do feel very happy. Yeah. Sorry, I got a text and I am really happy about that too. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you got something from this. I was yipping and yapping a lot. There's a lot to take in. I hope you liked it. Truly, honestly. I'd love to hear your thoughts. The comments are open if you're listening on Spotify. I'm honestly not too sure about any other platform because I don't really venture out and explore that much, but I definitely should. Gonna give that a go and try that out. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. I hope you enjoy and I hope you enjoyed and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time. Bye.